Hi everyone, it's Melissa the Stamp Doc, and today I am going to show you how to complete this in and out card from start to finish. I showed a quickie video of this last week on YouTube and also on my blog, and I just had a lot of requests wanting to know how it was actually done. So let's get started. You're going to start with a 8.5 by 11 piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I'm using my Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. I'm going to start by scoring at 5.5 inches. My lighter scoring blade is at this side and my cutting blade is over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and score that. And then I'm going to turn it lengthwise. And I am going to cut that at 4.25 inches. So I'm using the cutting blade for that. All right, I'm going to use my little extension here, and this part will be a little difficult to see. Mine's a little tight there. But I am going to be cutting off 1/8 of an inch off of each one of those. So I know it doesn't reach up there for you to see, but I'm cutting that to just a small amount off. So just that 1/8 of an inch. I'm doing that on both pieces. And both of those will create the actual card. So I'm going to set this aside. And now we have 2 card bases. And you'll notice that the back side's just a little bit shorter. So you can kind of see that there. Okay, so I'm going to set one of those aside, and I'm going to keep the other one here. And so I've got the longer piece in front, but I'm going to go ahead and flip that out because I am going to stamp on that. So I am going to use the cake from the Cake Soiree stamp set. And this is a really large stamp set. You can see it's got a lot of different pieces to it. So we're going to start by stamping this cake onto the cardstock. I'm using Berry Burst ink for that. And I'm just going to ink that up. And I'm going to just stamp it kind of at the top half, but I want to leave about probably 1.5 inches at the top as well. Okay, so I've got my cake image stamped right there. We're going to set those stamps aside. And the next step will be to use some of the die cuts to cut the cake out. So these are all of the die cuts that go, these are the sweet cake framelits that go with the Cake Soiree stamp set. And you can buy the 2 of those in a bundle together. So this is the framelit that I'm going to use for that. And when I'm using a framelit, I like to use the magnetic platform for that. So for the magnetic platform, you use that one first, then you put your cutting plate down, then your paper, and then that will help that adhere there a little bit better. And then we run that through the Big Shot. Okay. And what we are left with is this and our cake image. Okay. So we're going to do 2 different things to these. For this one, for this piece, I am going to use the scattered sequins embossing folder to emboss it. Okay, so it's kind of hard to see with the glare there. But I'm going to place that into the embossing folder, leaving the back part out. So it's just like that. And for that, I am going to use the Big Shot platform. And then on this type of embossing folder, because it's a thicker one, you're only going to use the top plate on that to run it through. So that is your sandwich for that. So it is your platform, your embossing folder, and your cutting plate on top. Okay. And when you finish that, it will look like, let me grab it, this right here. So you can see we've got the little sequins on there now also. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and put together our card. So I have both cards here that we had, and the shorter end is in the back of both of those. We're going to flip this one upside down, and I'm going to add adhesive to this inside part. And I'm going to be pretty generous with it just because we want this to stick really well. And you're going to line the top part of that up with the top part of that card. So there will be just a little extra space there at the bottom. Okay, so then you're going to fold that up. And yeah, okay, so I must not have my square lines perfectly. So there we go. All right, so with our cake, you are going to want to trim all of the white that's around the die cut that you did. So you can see there's just a little bit, but just take your paper snips and cut that away, and you'll end up with it just like that. You still want to leave a little bit of an outline, but you do want to cut all around that. So then I'm going to ink up the solid part of that stamp with powder pink ink. And we're going to put, I found it was just easier to line it up this way. Put it just like so. Give it a good stamp. And we have our cake image completed. Okay, so now with our card closed, I'm going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of the cake. And I forgot, I want to do a little bit right there. Okay. And because we cut around the image, it should actually fit through there very nicely. So you'll have just a little bit of space around the whole thing. Okay. So see how that fits in there? Okay. And then you've got that folding up just like so. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit of stamping on here. I'm going to start with this one, and for the greeting, I actually took this stamp right here and I cut the two pieces apart because I thought I could actually use this for more than just birthday. So I cut the happy birthday and the may your day be as wonderful as you into two separate stamps. So that's why they're like that. And that's certainly something that you are more than welcome to do. So I'm going to ink that up in black ink, and I'm going to put it just right here under my cake. And let's see here. And then on the back, I'm going to do the happy birthday also. All right. I'm going to add some flowers and a few of the berry burst flowers. And just stamp those however randomly you like. And I'm going to do a couple of old olive leaves. And this is just very random, so don't worry about trying to be perfect there. Okay. And then on the inside, I'm going to do some powder pink flowers. And some old olive sprays here. Okay, so I've got that part all done. Then you're going to need to do some die cuts to finish this with. And on those, I recommend you use the precision base plate. So if you haven't used this before, you're going to use your Big Shot platform, your thin die adapter. The precision base plate looks like this, and this acts as your cutting surface. And we are going to cut several different things. I think I'll just be able to do a couple of them here. But we're going to cut the cake stand, flower and the leaves. And again, we'll put a plate on top of that and you'll run that through the Big Shot. And then the final die that you'll need to cut is the Celebrate, and that comes from the Celebrate You Thinlits in the Celebration catalog, and you can get those free with a $100 purchase. So you'll get Celebrate, you'll get You, and you'll get the Amazing. So now that we've got those die cuts, your cake stand ends up looking like this, and you're going to need to cut that apart. So you're going to cut that into 2 pieces, just like so. And I just had to round the edges a little bit on my platform a little bit more. So your platform, you're going to adhere that under the cake on the inside. Just kind of put it there so the cake is sitting on something. There we go. And then on the outside, you're going to put the little ruffle part on. You're also going to add the little stand, and I can't find my little stand right now. I think he must have flown off the table. So we're just going to pretend that he's there, but your little cake stand. You're going to add your flower, your leaves, and then you also want to put your fine tip glue on the back of the C and the E and the T and the E and put those over. And then let me bring in the finished card again so you can see it. Here we go. And it opens like so. There's that page and that one. So you've got a really nice little in and out card. So if you enjoyed this project, be sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye.